Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2019 March Madness second round game highlight commentary. We begin with Maryland taking on LSU in a game tighter than a nun's asshole. With a little over 4 minutes left to play, LSU would even up the score and they don't need to work for CNN because with under a minute left to play, they would take the lead. Iverson may not be on the court, but Maryland would waste little time looking for the answer. 6 seconds left to play, game on the line for LSU. Tremont Waters to the basket with the H2O off the glass to give LSU the lead. Last second heave for Maryland, and it's no good. Waters drowned Maryland out the tournament. Up next, Wofford taking on Kentucky. Look at the white man step back. Gotcha, bitch. That's how the white man shoots the basketball. But the Blue Eyes white privilege was absolutely disappear. Because remember in the first game, Wofford played against Seton Hall. They hit 13 three-pointers. That was not the case today. When they lined up from beyond the arc, they were selling bricks. With under 45 seconds left to play, they would cut their deficit to 2, but Kentucky would go to the line, hit 4 consecutive free throws, and with 5 seconds remaining, they would throw up a prayer, but it would be no good and get them the hell out the tournament. Kentucky's moving on to the Sweet 16.
I cannot believe it!
Up next, Michigan taking on Florida, and the game was relatively close through the first 30 minutes, but then Michigan remembered how weird people from Florida are. Have you ever searched Florida man and your birthday? You'd be astonished what comes up. Nobody fucks with Florida, so Michigan had to blow them out and put the game away and move on to the Sweet 16. But much to the chagrin of Murray State, they didn't get the memo because Florida State was doing whatever the hell they wanted on the court. Second half just started. You consistently down by 20. It's about time to unplug your controller. This was assault on the basketball court. Joe Morant couldn't do a goddamn thing. The necrophilia started because Murray State may be dead, but somehow Florida State found a way to fuck them. Get that weak shit out of here. If you haven't noticed, Gonzaga's rubbing their nutsack all over Baylor. This is what I call destined to get dunked on. The initial poster alley-oop was missed, but Bob Ross started painting the embarrassment on a putback. Imagine waking up in the morning not knowing that the Lord determined you was gonna get dunked on no matter what you do. But Baylor did start to make a comeback. I lied.
No.
They never really got inside 9 points. It's like rubbing the tip on a vagina only to find out you had erectile dysfunction. Get out the tournament, Baylor. Up next, we had Michigan State taking on Minnesota. Now, this game wasn't quite necrophilia because Minnesota was alive, but they were slowly bleeding out as they were being penetrated from behind. Michigan State was getting whatever they wanted. It was like taking a child to Toys R Us in 1998 with an unlimited credit card. Damn near 9 minutes left to play. You down by 21. Somebody unplug their controller. Up next, the reigning, defending, undisputed 2018 March Madness champion Villanova taking on Purdue chicken. But much to the chagrin of the Wildcats, this chicken bites back. Carson Edwards would expose his left testicle. He would expose his right testicle and rub it all over Villanova. Before he came to the stadium this morning, he opened his Bible to Chronicles 13 verse 7 and he read that you can't stop, you won't stop because the Lord our God has dreadlocks. He connected on 9 3-pointers and scored 42 points. He switched the difficulty to Hall of Fame while Villanova was still on rookie. There will be a new champion this year. Then Auburn is giving Kansas more damage than a hurricane. They were consistently up by 21. They unplugged Kansas's controller and put on a condom because the Jayhawks may be dead, but somehow they were still getting fucked. Get out of the tournament, Kansas. Y'all ain't shit. Iowa taking on Tennessee, and Chris Stapleton must have came to the arena at halftime because the Volunteers looked like they were drunk on that Tennessee whiskey because they were up by 25 in the first half only to see Iowa try to take their receipt to the sperm bank and get themselves a comeback. This is much like trying to unplug your little brother's controller when he's pissing you off, only to find out it's wireless. Iowa would tie up the game, but Tennessee would regain the lead. But Iowa wasn't down and out just yet. They headed to the mechanic. They said, I need a new automobile. They said, don't give me the automatic because I want the clutch in the car. They drained 2 clutch free throws, tied up with under 10 seconds left to go. Tennessee with a good look to win the game. It's missed. They force in overtime. But much to the chagrin of Iowa, it's all downhill from here. They may have gotten a new automobile, but their tires flat, their transmission blown, their engine destroyed, their steering wheel not turning because their car is immobilized and they will not be moving on to the Sweet 16. Tennessee holds on for the W. Washington taking on North Carolina, and it's fitting they call them the Tar Heels because Kobe White took the Huskies jersey, put it underneath his feet, and dragged it all over the pavement. The game was relatively close throughout the first half, but in the second, UNC would call up Washington. They'd say they'd take their dog to the veterinarian. They took that Husky out back and shot him in the head like Old Yeller. UNC will
split in the middle
and move on in the tournament. Duke taking on UCF in one of the most intense second halves of the season. Aubrey Dawkins would turn his game sliders all the way up and score 32 points for the Knights. But much to their chagrin, so would the pride of ESPN, Zion Williamson would score 32 for Duke. Bracket holders would start to have an aneurysm as Dawkins would connect on a three, then BJ Taylor would connect on a three to give UCF the lead. But Zion, not ready to go home, would attack Taco Fall and tie up the game for Duke. But Aubrey Dawkins would waste little time breaking the tie and giving UCF the lead, and on the very next UCF possession, they'd go down the floor. We may be playing on Sunday, but today's Taco Tuesdays. They lead by 4. Cam Reddish would find his shot and cut the Duke deficit to 1. Psalms 102 verse 13, you will rise and take pity on Zion. The time has come to have mercy on her. Well, you misgendered him, motherfucker, as Zion Williamson with the and 1 on Taco Fall. Free throw to tie up the game for Duke, but Zion Williamson selling bricks is rebounded by RJ Barrett. He puts it up and Duke takes the lead. 8 seconds left to play, game on the line. BJ Taylor headed towards the paint. The ball's off the backboard, rebounded Dawkins, it rolls out. Duke holds on to win.
I cannot believe it.
Next up, Texas Tech would walk into Buffalo Wild Wings, tell them that they're vegans, and shut down the goddamn restaurant. Buffalo would only score 14 points in 14 minutes. Did you even know the controls? Texas Tech was rubbing their nutsack all over Buffalo. Texas Tech took out the Tech 9, shot up the Bulls. You should have left the tournament when you still could. Texas Tech moving on. The Statue of Liberty and Virginia Tech in a back and forth game, but Virginia Tech would start to separate like Jordan Woods from the Kardashian family as they would take the lead. Virginia Tech would connect on a 3, take a 6-point lead, extend it out to 8, but the Statue of Liberty was not ready to call it quits just yet as they'd connect on back-to-back 3s and make things interesting. But Virginia Tech would say, fuck the Statue of Liberty, I never liked that harlot anyways. They're moving on to the next round. Virginia would tell Virginia Tech, you're not the only Virginia team moving on to the Sweet 16. Mamadi Diadike would say, I may be black with blonde hair and look like a Duracell battery, but I'm gonna make the world forget we lost to a 16th seed last year. When it comes to basketball, it's never good to be an Oklahoma fan, cause sooner or later, you know they're gonna get eliminated. Virginia moving on to the Sweet 16. Ohio State taking on Houston, and this game was relatively close until Houston identified the problem, and the problem was Ohio State can't defend them. OHIO, the Buckeyes gonna lose. We know, looking like R. Kelly on the scene. Say what? You're not invited to the Sweet 16. Oh, fuck. And Houston would hold on to win and punch their ticket to the next round. Last but not least, Oregon taking on UC Irvine, and Kenny Wooden open up a goddamn block party.
Oh my god.
What is he serving to eat? Some nuggets! Come here, little bitch. Hold my nuggets. Suck my dick! He's out here playing volleyball.
Oh shit!
How haven't you learned?
Oh my god!
Don't come to the paint!
Jesus!
He'd catch a put-back dunk on the offensive side of the ball and head right back into the block party on the defensive side. Wow. Just shoot from the perimeter. Don't go to the paint.
Help me!
The man was an absolute machine on this night, and he would close out the day in style.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
For UC Irvine, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Liberty, Buffalo, UCF, Washington, Iowa, Kansas, Villanova, Minnesota, Baylor, Murray State, Florida, Wofford, and Maryland. Take out your Metro cards and get aboard the L train. But your ride will be short-lived. Consider your names written down to the death note, because your dreams of advancing to the Sweet 16, your dreams of getting to the Elite 8, the Final 4, and possibly contend for a national championship have been absolutely deleted.
What the hell wrong with them? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with So what's on?
You big dummy! Nancy! Nancy! Hold my nuggets. Suck my dick!